Hello, everyone. Welcome to our fifth lesson in our fiction writing slash arc of the story writing unit. This one is a pretty quick one, but it's an important one, and it's all about drama. Not the fine art drama that we're talking about, and not the friend drama that we sometimes have with friends and other things, but really more just drama and a problem and conflict and excitement that's in our stories. And the fact of the matter is, you need some drama in your stories. Maybe not in your life, but definitely in your stories. Because drama is what makes stories exciting. Drama is what makes readers want to continue to read your story. And honestly, drama is what makes it kind of fun to write your story too. So we've been doing a lot of thinking about our characters, and now it's time to kind of slowly move away from the character, keeping in mind all of those great things that we've been developing about our character so that we know our character inside and out. But now it's time to kind of shift away from that and start thinking about what we're really going to write about. And the most important way to think about that is to think about a problem. That's where the drama comes in. So, as you can see, as I mentioned here, it is important for your character to have a problem or some type of conflict and to have that problem get worse before it gets better. Now, oftentimes what happens with fourth grade writers is you have a great problem. Let's say your character that you're writing about forgot their homework. Okay? It's a good problem. It's a problem that all of you have probably had at one time or another in your life. It makes for a good story. But what often happens with fourth graders is you talk about that problem, forgetting your homework, and then it doesn't get worse. You don't say, Mr. Leapitz made me stay after school, or my parents didn't let me play any video games. You just say, eventually I found it, it was in my backpack, and so there you go. It's not a lot of drama there, right? That's not exciting. We need to build that drama up. And so this is where sometimes even our stories, if they're about us or about someone we know, this is sometimes where we can make it a little bit more exciting. Maybe it didn't really happen the way you're going to think about, but it's okay to add a little bit of fiction in there because if you're adding drama, that's good fiction for what we're going to write about. So maybe if I was that person who was writing about forgetting my homework, maybe I said when I got to school, it wasn't just my homework that I had forgotten, it was a project that I had forgotten. And when I got to school, I realized that I had forgotten that project. And we were presenting today. And I was presenting with three other people. And so when I got to school, I let my teacher know that I forgot my project at home. But unfortunately, when I went down to call my parents, they were at work. This is probably before COVID, obviously. They were at work. And so no one could get my project. What was I to do? What could I possibly do? So I'm stressing out the whole day. And thankfully, maybe that project, we weren't doing the presentation until the very end of the day. And so all day long, this person is thinking about the project and how they haven't done it. And the people that are on their team are like, oh, I can't believe you forgot that project. Yeah, I know, I can't either. But then something happens. Maybe a parent got home from work early and noticed that your project was on the kitchen table right where you left it before you said you had everything you needed before you went to school. And they rush that project over to you and get it to you just in time for you to make that presentation. And you know what? That presentation went awesome because you had your project with you. Do you see how I took that problem and I made it worse? It's one thing to just forget a project or forget your homework at home, right? But then I made it worse. Well, now I'm presenting with other people. And we have a presentation today, and I don't have my project. So I took my problem, I made that problem even worse, and then it got resolved at the end. Okay? So you need to know before you start writing what your problem is going to be, how that problem is going to get worse, and how it is going to be resolved. Now, I've been thinking about a story about a fictional person named Tim, who we've all kind of figured out by now is me. And when I sat down to do this, I thought about my problem. And I knew that it was Tim wants to get even with his sister. And I thought, okay, it's a good start. How does my problem get worse, though? I want to get even with my sister. How does that problem get worse? Well, I can't just get even with her. She continues to be mean to him, and he isn't sure how or when he'll ever get her back. She's been doing lots of mean stuff to Tim, and he doesn't think it's ever going to turn around. Maybe he tried something already and she kind of figured it out and beat him to the punch, or maybe he got in trouble for something that she actually did from her mom and her dad. Okay? So that's how my problem gets worse. My problem is Tim wants to get even with his sister. It gets worse because he really wants to get even, but she continues to be mean, and he's not sure if he can ever figure out a plan. But you can see at the bottom here, my problem gets resolved. Eventually, Tim comes up with a plan to roll his sister down the driveway in a garbage can. And that's how my problem is going to be resolved. So that's what you'll be doing today. You'll be thinking about drama. And remember, you need drama in your story because it makes your story more exciting. And because your story is more exciting, the reader is going to want to continue to read it. So now that you've finished watching this video, I want you to fill in the Google Doc and tell me, what's your problem? How does your problem get worse? And how's your problem going to get resolved? Can't wait to see all of this drama.